my role of IT director / CIO, I think, is becoming irrelevant. The business connection is really top of line. So those connections we're making into the business become really important.
Utilising your existing team in your business or in your organisation, keying into the data that's already there, and actually, instead of redoing the work, working with others to get the better outcome. I think often we talk about fixing silos, but we become our silo ourselves and bury our head in the technology instead of actually looking at what we need to do, which is enable the business and enable the business to interact externally and internally.
It's essential. You've got to. In our business, we can't make the changes or add that value without either having sponsorship or support or full engagement in a lot of our projects.
Quite professional, pretty hard to describe. Our CIO role is how to translate this language to a business language, connect to the business benefits. That's CIO's role, to influence the business decision makers with the suitable business benefits. And we probably, I see a gap, either it's a gap or opportunity for us to translate this in there. So it's quite critical. It will influence our future decision, the funding, the whole business direction as well. Yeah. So I see that's quite critical. And whether we don't have time or we want to do, you have to make it.
I think collaboration is more than just a buzzword. It's now just a way of life. It's something which modern organisations, if they're not collaborating across traditional boundaries and silos, then they're not operating in the right way. So I think that CIOs can really help with collaboration by setting the right environment, the appropriate behaviours, actually leading again from the front by example. And I think making the changes that they need to in terms of organisational structures and working environments, so whether that's embracing new things like activity-based working or whether that's taking the traditional performance management and objective setting components of the role, they need to be thought of from a collaborative point of view from the get-go. If they're not architected in that way, then it's very hard to inject it later on.
I think it is, and a lot of it comes, it's two parts. One is how the organisation views CIOs. Are they a manager who is there to contain costs, or are they a leader? And I think for us as an industry, that's often been a problem that we've not actually done a very good job in articulating business value. It's often about, here is the new shiny toys I want to put in, rather than here's how I can help you as the rest of the organisation do a better job. And so I think if you're not actually helping innovate within the organisation, you very are much just a technical functionary rather than a true part of the business leadership in that organisation. So I think it's important.
Yeah, I just think they've got to get involved in the business areas and make sure that they are talking to the right people in the business to make sure that innovation gets heard and the ideas are getting through from the technology areas effectively through to the C areas, in terms of the CEO or whoever you're talking to. Yeah, if we don't talk to the younger generation coming through and find out what their interests are, what their preferences are, then the organisation's going to get left behind.
It's really been seeing yourself as part of the business rather than technology, and then looking at how the technology enables the business rather than starting at a technology layer, looking at it from a business perspective.
We do definitely need to work with the business and kind of be business driven rather than technology leading the way, and I think that we need to think about how we're going to adapt and transform ourselves to be able to do that.
The days of being in the siloed IT world are well and truly gone. And certainly one of the themes today is to get out there and work more with your business. That's a theme, again, that's been in the IT world for some time. So it's really nice to see people having really good success in breaking down the barriers, getting out there, working with people, and from there, real collaboration with a big C, not fake collaboration, but real collaboration, whether that's virtual or face-to-face. And it's good to see that people are having success with that. So it's good.
Communication's key, isn't it? If there's a vacuum of information, it's hard to act on it. People fill it with other things, so you need to communicate a clear sort of vision and articulate where you're going with that.
The CIOs need to communicate. They need good relationship management skills. They need to communicate upwards, because the board at the end of the day has a governance responsibility for IT, for risk management and for strategy. And it's the CIO's role to actually bring that to them, bring those ideas and initiatives to them, so that together they can link it strategically with a business plan and move forward.